Welcome guys in this video session. So in this video tutorial we will discuss some important definitions of the probability theory. So one by one we will discuss all the definitions with example. So before starting the video I want to tell you guys, if you have not subscribed my channel yet, then please subscribe it and press the bell icon to get the updation of the new video on channel. So let's start the video. Guys, one thing more, if you have any query regarding the video, please write in the comment section. So let's start the video. What is an event? So event is nothing but it is just collection of certain sample points that are the subset of sample space. So here this S is the sample space, and collection of the certain sample points, that is the subset of sample space, that is called as event, means collection of a sample points data. So as an example, if for sample space S is equal, if you tossed two coins simultaneously, then the number of the possible outcomes are head tail, tail head, and tail tail. These are the total possible outcomes of two coins when you tossed simultaneously, and basically all the possible outcomes that comes under the sample space S. So number of events, what is an event? If you again tossed two coins simultaneously, then you get the head, tail, and tail head. If you get these three outcomes, and this is the in the event, and in the event these are the basically are the subset of sample space S, which means this head is also present in the head here sample space, and this event tail is also present in the sample space TT, and this tail head is also present in the sample space here. So this is basically the collection of the sample points, certain sample points that are the subset of sample space, that is called as event. So let's move to the next. What is a trial? Trial means performing an experiment of some times. How many times you are performing an experiment? Suppose you are doing a toss of a single coin, and how much time you are tossing a coin, means if you tossed two times of a single coin, then the number of the trials are 2. Means if you toss of coin 2 times, then the number of the trials are 2. Number of trials are 2, basically means how many number of the times you are tossing or you are doing an experiment. So that is called a trial. And what is an experiment? An experiment is nothing but an experiment is basically process of an observation, means doing a toss and observe what are the sample space, basically what are the possible outcomes of that particular observation. That is called an experiment. Means if you do a toss of a single coin, and the possible outcomes in the sample space only head and tail, and is in the if you collect some sample points, it may be one only head or tail. So the means in the event that is only head or tail. So that is doing or observing what are the possible outcomes of an experiment. that is called an experiment. So what is sample space? Basically, next one is the what is sample space. Sample space is set of all the possible outcomes of the random experiment. If you have an random experiment, and suppose if you throw a die, and the number of the possible outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, total number of the 6 possible outcomes in the sample space, that is equal to S. S is the sample space, and basically this all the possible outcomes of the die, or if you throw a coin, or if you toss a coin, or if you do a toss of coin, and all the possible outcomes of that particular coin, that is the sample space. Means all the possible outcomes, that is called the sample space. Let's move to the next. What is an elementary event? So if any event has only one outcome from S sample space, S is a sample space, if this is a sample space, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Suppose in case of die, if you throw a die, the total number of the possible outcomes are 6, and at any particular event, here you get only you will get only, suppose 4, you get only 4, and this 4 is the subset of this sample space. So you get only one at a particular event, you will get only one event or one outcome. So that is called an elementary event. It means on that particular time you will get only one outcome from sample space, that is called as elementary event. And what is null event? Here E is the subset of S. Basically E is the event, elementary event is the subset of S. Here S is the sample space, and here below, here what is a null event? If any event has no outcome from sample space S. So suppose if you performing a toss of a coin, simple, or two coins simultaneously, then if you performing, that is equal to sample space. If you have doing a toss of a two coins simultaneously, then the number of the possible outcomes are head head, head tail, tail head and tail tail. These are the total number of all the possible outcomes in the sample space. And at a particular event, if you have tossed two coins simultaneously, and if and at that particular time doing a tossing of a coin, at time the coin is on the basically standing position or sliding position, and the outcome is neither a head nor a tail. So at that particular time, that is the known as the null event. We consider as null event, basically E as E when the number of the possible outcomes are zero number of the outcome number of the possible outcomes are 0, that is called as null event. Means here when E is equal to 5, we consider as 5 means 0 event. So this is when E is not the subset of S. Basically in the event we are getting 0, so that is called the null event. And universal event, suppose at that particular time, suppose if an event have all the possible outcomes of S, you are getting, that is called as a universal event. As an example, so total, if you throw a die and and the total number of the possible outcomes are the 6, 4, 5 and 6, and at the particular event when you throw the die you get 6, and in the 6 these are the in the 6 are the all the possible outcomes are there. That is called the universal event. That is called the universal event. So when you get the all the possible outcomes of sample space, that is called the universal event. So these are the basic definitions of the probability theory, and next in the next upcoming videos we will discuss the coding, error control coding in the digital communication.